Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Bryan with another video for you today. I almost said another review, but this is not a review. This is my top 10 of 2017. Just to be clear what the rules are here, these are top 10 knives released in 2017 that I've gotten to spend a significant amount of time for. So, for example, not my top 10 of all time, because if that was, this sucker would certainly be in there. This is a Kaiser Gemini. Oh, I love this thing. So nice. You're going to see a review on that shortly, which is, you prepare for some gushing. I adore this thing. Another knife that would have made it because it was, I almost tried to squeeze this in. I love it so much because it came out later in 2016, and I thought, well, maybe they didn't, but no, I saw 2016 reviews, so I was like, no, I can't do that. But that is Benchmade Mini Griptilian, the newer version with the G10 handles and the 20 CV. This would have made it. Two other knives that didn't make it, and I'm going to give them honorable mentions here because I've gotten to handle them a fair amount, but I haven't gotten to actually have one in my house or carry, would be two other Benchmades. Also, keeping in the Benchmade theme here, the Benchmade Freak. My friend has one, and I've gotten to play with it quite a bit. I really, really like that. It's a great, great knife. I'm going to put a link to it down below, even though it's not on the list. And the Benchmade Bug Out. I've gotten to play with it in the store once, and oh my god, that thing's awesome. It's so light, it's so cool. I know that would tick a lot of boxes. Yeah, but unfortunately I didn't get to spend a lot of time on one, so it can't quite make the list. There are no Benchmades on the top 10, but I'm sorry, Benchmade, I still love you. I just didn't have those two. You know, if you want to send me some more next year, then maybe make the 2018 list. If I have something that I'll send it back. You don't have to give it to me. I just want to spend more time on them. Anywho, enough begging. Let's get on to the list. Number 10, Spyderco Para3. This happens to be the S110V Blurple, the $147 version currently. The G10 S30 is about $120. A lot of people have this on their top 10 list, but most people have it a lot higher than me, and I would have had it a lot higher, except for one flaw. But let's talk about the good stuff first. It's great action. It's got a compression lock. You know those are awesome, and they're fun to play with. It's a really good knife. That blade shape is awesome. It's a really good slicer for its size. And for its size, too, this is a 3-inch blade knife, much smaller than the Paramilitary 2. Paramilitary 2, this is the Para 3. Smaller knife, smaller name, I guess is what they figured. But plenty of room for my hands. Again, I've said before in videos, but just to refresh, these are large size hands with skinny fingers. Choking up, ergonomics are really good on this. I love everything about this except the pocket clip location. This is an aftermarket clip that I felt I had to put on immediately because if you don't have it, that much sticks out, and this lanyard tube just needs to go. It just needs to go. It's completely in the way. The knife would be so much smaller and shorter and nicer if it didn't have that stupid lanyard tube on it. I don't like lanyards, and in my experience, a lot of knife people aren't as crazy about lanyards as people think they are. So get rid of the lanyard tube, guys. Make it smaller. It'll come out with another version next year that has no lanyard tube, and it'll be in my top 10. It'll probably be like number 2 on my list next year. I almost guarantee it. So, still makes the list though, because it's still a great knife despite that. Now that I put this pocket clip on it, I really like it and carry it a lot. Moving on to number 9. Number 9, we have the Spyderco Chaparral Lightweight. This has XHP steel with FRN handles, but it does still have full steel embedded liners. Made in Taichung, Taiwan. This is my first Taichung Spyderco, and I totally get what everybody's talking about now with the quality. It is so well made. It is very well made. It's beautifully made. I've had it for only about 10 days now, or it probably would have crept higher up the list because I'm falling in love with this thing. So many things to like about it. It is only 2 ounces. Super, super light. With full embedded liners, 2 ounces? You kidding me? XHP steel. I like XHP. It's really good. It does a very thin blade. It's not meant for very heavy duty stuff, but the Chaparral was initially designed as like a gentleman's folder. This is a little bit less gentlemanly with the FRN, I think. But wire clip that disappears completely, and makes it disappear completely in your pocket. Very deep carry. And honestly, probably the sharpest blade I've ever gotten out of a box. It is super scary sharp. I really, really love it. And now that I've had it for 10 days and it's breaking in, it was pretty stiff action out of the box, but the more I use it, the more it's breaking in. And the quality on it you can just look at it. It just looks, everything matches up perfectly. FRM, but there's still not any sharp points on it. Awesome knife. I'll have a full review of this coming up in the next couple days, but really, really love this knife. Probably would be higher if I'd had it longer. Now, number 8, Steelwell Motif. This is the D2 Chinese version, and that's the one that makes the list. I'm not sure the higher end one would make it in this particular case. This is a 3.25 inch blade. We'll call it 3.27, I think is what they call it. You're looking at D2 steel, which is awesome because this knife only costs about 40 bucks, $42. Super cheap knife. Got really good FRN handles, lovely anodized, the bluest blue backspacer. Does come in other colors, comes in green and black and blue with orange, New York Knicks colors. So yeah, in the action, this does not run on bearings, but you almost kind of think it does. For bronze bearings or bronze washers, yep, I was right the first time. Bronze washers and $42. The action is amazing, guys. It's really, really good. Really like this knife. Been carrying it a lot. Weight's pretty good, and $42 again. So Steelwell is killing it with these Chinese ones. They're great. Now, number 7, we're going into a beast with some smaller and lighter knives first. This is the Zero Tolerance 801 tie. I like this knife because it exemplifies everything zero tolerance. I said this in the review of it, which I will of course be linking to all these reviews down below. It's a really good knife. You're looking at a 3.5 inch blade, full titanium handles, titanium frame lock, and the action on it is just, oh my lord, it's really good. The action is just amazing on this thing. It's so much fun to play with. It is a big knife for sure, but the ergonomics are really good. It's a really good heavy-duty knife and eminently customizable. A lot of people have already started to come out with this. This is the 801 tie was a change from the they made an 801 bronze edition last year. A limited edition that had these new holes in it, this new kind of shape, and it sold out so fast they decided to make it the production version. So now the tie has these. So, but I'm glad they did because I really, really like this knife. Very, very cool. Awesome zero tolerance. Very, very good. Now, where are we at now? Oh, we're already up to number 6. We're trucking right along. Number 6. This is also a fairly new edition. This is the Spyderco Little Native. And yes, I am smitten with this knife. It is so much fun. I like this little bitty knife that's very serious about what it wants to do. I mean, it's got a compression lock on this tiny little knife. I love it. This is a 2.5 inch blade, much less than that in cutting surface. But oh man, I just really like this. Again, like the Chaparral, disappears in your pocket, but you have a compression lock to play with, so you can carry this to your office and sit there in your cubicle while no one's looking and play with it. It's so much fun, and it, again, very, very sharp blade out of the box. I was opening some packages today with it, so there's some schmoots on there, but again, the wire clip, pretty deep carry. So many things to like about this knife, and not crazy expensive. 104 bucks. Yeah, it's a lot of money if you're going per gram or per millimeter, but other than that, it's not, I don't think it's a bad price at all for what it is. Very cool knife. Can't wait for more versions of it. Really can't wait for more versions of it. I hope they do more with the compression lock and offer it in, this thing and translucent and M4, or even I'd probably even get the Blurple S110V version. I'm sure they'll come out with that, right? They have to. They come out with that and everything now. Now, to change my pages up here, I'm sorry. I'm using notes. Being efficient today, guys. Taking it seriously. Number 5, we have the Kaiser Vanguard Dukes. I really like this. This blew me away. This was the first Kaiser that I had. Now I've had 3, but I love the look of it. I love this kind of convex blade that looks really cool. The way that Kaiser has this talent to make G10 look like carbon fiber amazes me. The carry's pretty good. It looks serious, but it also can be very gentlemanly. And that's kind of what I use this as mostly. Is like more like this has kind of become like my favorite gentleman's folder. Is kind of mostly what I use it as. But the best thing about this knife is the action on it is just sick. It's so good. Out of all the knives in this review, this knife is supposed to be $80, but at the time of this, I'm recording this on December 19th. At the time of this recording, it's on sale in multiple places for $55 and has been for quite some time. So I'm almost thinking that might be the new price, but I'm not certain about that. But it's supposed to be $80. That's what it used to be at Blade HQ and stuff like that. But even for $80, VG10 steel, good steel, looks great, and that action. What I started to say before I interrupted myself. So 3 knives on this list have amazing actions, and this is one of them. And it is an $80 knife at the absolute most, and it ties with 2 knives that are $200 and our next knife that is $170. So that's pretty amazing. Comfortable in the hand. It is a fairly small knife. Again, these are all 1-inch squares if I didn't start off with that, so you can kind of get an idea of the size of them. We're not going to get into every little stat, obviously. Be here all night. Good steel, good handle, good design, amazing action, and currently $55. What can you go wrong? As I said, our next knife is $170 and has an amazing action. This is the Steelwell Cut Jack, coming in at number 4. This is the full-size 3.5-inch version, the Italian-made version. You got G10 handles. Comes in a couple different colors. Oh, it just comes in this in black, I believe. Liner lock. But the action on it is just so buttery smooth. Great ergonomics. I mean, just amazing. This thing is like, it's like shaking your dad's hand. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just so comfortable. It's so good. It's got really good jimping. You can choke up and use that finger choil. It's amazing ergonomics. And to me, the best part, because I'm a sucker for it, M390 steel, which is fantastic. Really love this. Italian made. There's very little to not like about this. It is expensive, $170. Maybe you don't like that, but I think it's worth every penny. It is a great, great, great knife. So good that I really flip-flop between this and the next one. Let's get to the next one. Now we're into our top 3. Drum roll. Number 3. This is the Blade HQ exclusive Spyderco Manix 2 in M4 steel. You're like, oh, it's a HQ exclusive Spyderco. It's probably gone now. No, it isn't. It's still available. Would I do that to you guys? Would I put something on here that wasn't available? I would, but I got lucked out, and the 2 limited edition ones, this one and the next knife you're going to see, are still currently available, and I will tell you where you can go get them. So, yeah, this is on Blade HQ only. It's got these awesome translucent G10 handles, which I freaking love. Some people call them jade, but this is just natural G10. That's what it looks like if you don't dye it. And the almighty CPM M4 steel. This will hold an edge for eternity. It's great, great steel. It is not stainless, so you can see there's some oil on here. I just took it out of, I haven't been carrying it for a couple weeks. I've had other stuff. I just took it out of quote-unquote storage in my Spidey pack. So there are, it is a little oily right now. I apologize for that. But I love the Manix 2, period. I think it has the best ergonomics of any knife in this top 10 list, or any knife I've used, period. It fits awesome in my hand. You can choke up, choke back. It fits great. It's got the ball bearing lock, which is a lot of fun to play with. It's a great, 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 amazing knife. And in this steel, even better. And I still say, and I still will maintain, my favorite knife to cut long amounts of cardboard with is a Manix 2. I don't use this one. I've got a D2 lightweight that I use mostly for that because I don't want to beat this one up too much because it's so nice and it's a limited edition and it's pretty. But love this knife. So many things to love about it. Carries well. It is a little thick in the pocket, you know, compared to like even a paramilitary 2 is thinner. But awesome design, one of Spyderco's best, and this is one of the best versions of one of the best Spydercos. So how could it not make the list? Now, number 2, we have the Kershaw Dividend in M390. And yes, they are still available. I checked before I made this video. So as of right now, this is December 19th at 11:22 p.m. They are available on KershawGuy.com. So if you want one, go ahead and snap it up. I can't believe they still are, because I talked to him like 2 weeks ago and he said he only had like 20 left. But they're still there, so go snap one up. I love the Dividend. There's so much to like just about the Dividend. It is a very thin, very nicely carryable knife, but it normally comes in a fairly, let's be honest, subpar steel. It is a U.S. made Kershaw, so it's okay. It comes in okay steel, but it's not as nearly as nice as this. And for the price, that steel is fine. But for this, for $85, you get M390 Amazing Super Steel in a super knife. It is assisted. It's the only assisted knife on the list. I'm not usually a big assist guy, unless it's the Kershaw Speed Safe. I do like the Kershaw Speed Safe because it's still easy to close with one hand, as you can see. So I grabbed this thing a whole lot. Again, also another super sharp knife right out of the box. I've never touched the blade yet on it. It's still great. And again, something it's Christmas season. I've been opening a lot of packages. It seems like every knife I open has sticky schmutz on it. But so many things to love about this knife. The price, the steel is unreal for that price. Great knife. Well done, Kershaw. I really wish they would make this serial production, even if it costs more. Charge me $100 and keep making it and put different colors or something. I'd probably get another one. They're fantastic. So that brings us to number one. Number one, I don't think will be a surprise to anybody if you watched my review of it. Number one for me for 2017 is definitely Spyderco Shaman. What a big brute of a knife that has stolen my heart. It is just awesome. I love this thing so much. Again, compression lock. There seems to be a theme here. 3 Spyderco compression locks on here. Maybe I'm a sucker. Maybe I've fallen for some kind of spell. I don't know that they put on them, but very cool. Really like this knife. It's the compression lock's so much fun to play with, and man, you can bang some stuff out with this thing. Big thick blade, still a good slicer though because of that big blade and the full flat grind. Ergonomics are awesome. The price isn't insane. It's like $150. The price isn't bad, and the most amazing thing, this knife's magic trick to me is when you put it in your pocket, it feels so much smaller. Because when you put it in your pocket, you put it in this way and you're sliding your hand in and you're just passing that, it feels so much smaller in your pocket than it is. It is heavy. I think it's 5.2 ounces if I'm remembering correctly. But it feels much smaller than that in your pocket. And I wind up carrying this a lot of times when I don't need a knife this big. But I can carry one because it doesn't bother me, so why not? Love the Spyderco Shaman. I am just drooling, waiting for the sprint runs. As I said in the review, I love this one, but I ain't going to have it long. As soon as the sprint run comes out that catches me, this thing is out the door, and I'm going to get one of those. This and the Blurple, Blurple and that polished would look so cool, you know, with the S110V or M4 or Maximet. Oh, Maximet. I'm going to get one. I'm sure it'll be crew wear. I'm sure they can do a ton of them. This knife is already been a huge hit for Spyderco. I think it's going to continue to be for a long time. So count on some more sprint runs, which means that it's probably going to be on my list next year too. So I know I did have 4 Spydercos in here, but I'm sorry. Those were the stuff that I got that I liked the most. I'm just being honest. And I do again apologize to Benchmade. If I'd have gotten a bug out or a freak, I'm sure they probably would have made it, but I didn't get one, so either of them, so they didn't make it. But really hope you guys have enjoyed this and found it informative. Argue with me down below. Tell me ones I missed. Tell me stuff that you think is better. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Again, these are ones that I got to spend a lot of time with. I'm sure there are others this year that were better, but I didn't get to spend time with those. So this is top 10 of 2017 from my experience. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one, everybody. Happy holidays and all that crap.